Why, hello, it's the Big K Experience and the Spilt Milk Show with the B, and today we're going to be talking about, will purpose make you live longer? How to handle a rude coworker, or how you handle a rude coworker? Should women wear makeup? How to get a $30,000 bonus at Target? And how to sleep better to lose more weight. All right, so normally, obviously, you know, I start off talking a little bit about myself and what I got going on, but I don't got that much going on. I'm just preparing myself for classes I start next month. I got a luncheon on Friday. I got the dentist on Thursday. I just got random things I got to go do. I walked everywhere yesterday. Let me tell you what, man, I went to the doctor's, to Smith's, to a client, to a former house I was at, to the dentist, to Southwest, where I'm setting up to take those classes. I had to meet with a counselor to talk about what we were going to do, and then I had to come to work. So I was all over the place. Then I had a meeting that night, and I was dusted because I was sick for 4 days and I didn't really walk around ever. I was pretty much posted up watching way too much Netflix. Well, yesterday I was out and about all day, and today's probably going to be a similar kind of day for me. I'm going to be pumped up and ready to go. So, anyways, I don't have that much to talk about, so I'm just going to go with some random stuff I found out. 38% of people say they dress casually every day at work. Hey, when you want to be comfortable, you want to be comfortable. What are you going to do? A study says March Madness costs companies an average of $2.3 billion. Blah, 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 who cares? According to the Daily Mail, men will spend $2,000 a year on beer, but only $678 a year on eating out. Well, I think if you only count the meals when you eat out, it's probably $678. But when you count all the beers that you buy while you're eating out, while you're out watching the game and stuff, probably significantly more. I don't drink anymore, so I don't really have that issue. And it's not for any super important reason other than I just don't like feeling drunk anymore. But that's a lot of money to spend on beer. Saving $2,000 a year, though, is not enough to where I'm like, I should really stop because I want to save a gang load of money. $2,000, I just blow it on other things. You know what I mean? Stats show over 22 million Americans, most are men, have a mustache. By the way, most are men. Just saying. There's some ladies out there. Plus those ladies that take the testosterone pills because they want to be dudes. Obviously, there's a reason they have a mustache because they want to be a dude, and it's more significant if you have a mustache to assume you're a dude. I saw a lady with a beard not too long ago, a full-on beard. Now, I guess it could have been a woman, or it could have been a man that looked really feminine, but I'm pretty sure it's a woman because the bearded person had chi-chis. So, and again, it could be taking some sort of pill in order to make them change that way, testosterone or estrogen or whatever the case may be. Aspen.com says 60% of men are nostalgic for the days when a handshake meant something in business. A handshake never meant anything in business. All it is that there's people that are good out there and people that are terrible, right? You offer somebody opportunity, you shake hands on it, means nothing unless you're a stand-up kind of guy. All right, you can't go to court and go, hey, we shook hands, bro. Like, why didn't you honor all the deals? It didn't work out that way. So I can't stand, I had this guy that told me he watched the Andy Griffith show, and he's like, oh man, I wish it was still like that today. I wish people were still like that. People were never like that. It was never like the Andy Griffith show. All right, not everybody was these happy-go-lucky fools that ran around their city trying to help each other or getting into crazy hijinks and then supporting each other in that situation. It has never been that way, all right? So all you can do is try to make it that way in your own life, in the world that surrounds you. It drives me nuts because they want to look down on everybody as if everybody took this huge downward spiral. It's the way it's been, the way it's always will be. Not everybody loves each other, not everybody gets along, and that's just the cold hard facts, dude. Like, get over that. That drove me insane when the dude said that. 50% of single men admit to only washing their bed sheets 4 times a year, even though you should do it a lot more often. I like how they don't give a specific time, but they're like, quarterly is not the way to go. All right, every 3 months, you are a sweaty, stinky son of a gun. Wash the sheets. 65% of couples say on their last vacation they had an argument because one of them would not stop checking their work email. Check your email one more time. It's on and popping. Of course, why are you checking your work email? Obviously, conversation is not there. Maybe you need to work on something else. And finally, 18% of men wish they could change her laugh. I know that. I dated a girl with the worst laugh ever. And every time she laughed, I'd be like, ooh, she had like a cackle. She's like, ah ha ha ha. I'd be all, that's not even funny anymore. I don't even know what we're laughing at anymore. I'm thrown off. I'm confused. I don't know what to do.
Did you know Valley View Medical Center's mission is making communities healthier? We do that by offering a spectrum of services locally. Whether you need emergency care, elective surgery, intensive rehab care, aquatic therapy, or general lab or imaging tests, Valley View has you covered. And our staff will treat you with the compassionate care and respect you deserve. To learn more, go to valleyviewmedicalcenter.net.
So I brought up, will purpose make you live longer? Those who have a higher sense of purpose in life and believe their lives are useful appear to live longer. Who knew? You have a useful purpose in life, you seem to want to stick around. Although it's not clear why, believing there is a reason you are here on Earth lowers your risk of death and your risk of developing cardiovascular disease, according to researchers from Mount Sinai St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital, New York. That's a lot of words right there for one hospital. Can you imagine like their what is that thing called on the bottom of a letter? You know what I'm talking about. A study found that there's a 20% lower risk of death for participants with a high sense of purpose of life, or ikigai, which is expressed by a sense of vitality, motivation, and resilience. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but if you want to look up ikigai, it's I-K-I-G-A-I. So go ahead and roll around in that for a minute. This held even after adjusting for other factors. A higher sense of purpose in life was also related to a lower risk of cardiovascular events. Why does a sense of purpose appear to extend longevity? Do note that the study did not prove a cause and effect relationship between the two, but the Mount Sinai researchers think having a purpose in life can help buffer bodily responses to stress that can lead to cardiovascular disease. So, when you feel like you're successful in life, you become successful in longevity. You have a purpose, you grow, you expand. That's why it's so important to find things that you love and glob onto them and give yourself purpose. When people think that there's nothing going on for them anymore and start to fall into depression, I mean, you literally see it on their faces. They're like, ugh. There's this poor girl that's on the bus, and I know it's probably because she's on her way to do community service, but she is gorgeous and she looks upset every morning. I see her, I don't even say anything to her because I don't understand how she's going to react. I did say hi to her one time and she had nothing but a smile on her face, but I'm always nervous about talking to her because she looks like she is upset at the world. Rightfully so. She's up at 7 o'clock in the morning on her way to do community service. So I understand the gist of it, but when it comes right down to it, I think when you're depressed, you're sad, you don't see any reason to fool around anymore. But when you are in a good mood and happy, all of a sudden you brighten up, your skin looks good, you're talking to people, you're moving around, it gives you energy, you live forever. So stay happy, find purpose. So how you handle a rude coworker. When a coworker is rude to you, you are far more likely to lose your self-control and be rude to others in return, according to researchers from University of Arkansas. See, it's not how you handle them, like how you deal with them, but how you handle it as a person. Put more simply, incivility begets incivility. Rude behavior in the office is different from bullying. While bullying is open hostility, hostile behavior that can include harassment and threats, rude or uncivil behavior includes put down, sarcasm, and condescension. So that's when anybody's like, oh yeah, you're great at what you do, you know? Or do you even know how to do this? Like, I remember one time I had a sibling of mine complain about a lady that person worked with, and saying that she would go, well, if you know how to do it, why don't you show me? And finally my sibling realized that lady didn't know what she was doing, but being condescending to her, so it sounds like in the office that she's teaching my sibling how to do something. And it really was a little insulting, you know what I mean? And at least she caught on to it. So she's like, no, do it yourself. If it's so important to you to figure it out, just do it yourself. Stop trying to act like you know how to do it and you're teaching me when I'm the one teaching you. You know? So anyways, that condescending attitude literally can affect the workplace very, very badly. This is a less serious but can have a profound psychological effect on employees. A study found that experiencing rude behavior increased mental fatigue, which reduced employees' self-control and led them to act in a similar rude manner later in the day. And to random people that don't even work there. You know what I mean? I mean, like, you could be upset over anybody, and then someone just walks up, you're like, what? What do you want? How do you not know how to do your job? You know what I mean? Just because a person before that was condescending to you or rude to you. So you don't want that. These incivility spirals occurred unintentionally and predominantly in workplaces that were perceived as political, which was defined as an environment where workers do what is best for them and not what is best for the organization. And you gotta love that they call it political, right? Because politicians do what's best for them, not for the organization they work for, which is us. But anyways, they try to find out the best situations, but that's what they define as political. What managers can do to reduce perceptions of politics at work. The researchers suggested that managers should provide clear feedback to employees regarding the types of behaviors that are desired. So if you could not be an a-hole, I mean, that'd be awesome. I don't know what they expect you to say. Like, obviously, don't be condescending to your fellow employees. Don't be rude. You know, don't give acts of aggression out to someone next to you because they don't know how to do something as well as you do. Or if you don't know how to do something very well, don't be condescending to them to where it makes them feel like they're incompetent too. And you notice when I say too, the only reason that makes you incompetent is because you're not accepting the knowledge or the teachings that the person's giving you. That's one thing I've never understood. In any career I've had, I've taught someone to do what I do. Because I usually assume I'm pretty good at it, right? I have a pretty good understanding of it. And if there's a certain point in time where they become better than me, then they probably deserve the job more than I do. I'm not gonna hold on to it to do a job less as well as the person next to me. Now, what does that say about me? I need to work harder and become better at what I do. If someone else below me is becoming better and higher up, or I need to change the direction I'm taking, or maybe move to a different department. See, it's people get so threatened by someone underneath them trying to do better and become better that they start shutting them off, which is not what you should be doing. You should be thriving to become better. And if they are better than you, there's really nothing you can do about that. By holding them back, you're holding everyone back. You're holding the opportunity to become more of a staple in that environment is starting to flutter away. I think that it's really important to teach people underneath you how to do what you do in case they can figure out something you can and how to do it better. That's why you're a team. And then you no longer become one of the employees, you become one of the managers. And I think that's one of the biggest stereotypes is the manager manages the people of what they're good at, right? A manager is not supposed to be great at everything. They're not supposed to know everything. That's why you have employees that are specific to that area. All right? You're just supposed to know what needs to get done and find the person best suited for that opportunity in order to take it over and be better at it. So, if you cannot do what everyone else is doing better, maybe you should focus more on managing. Finding out what they can do best and making sure that it flourishes. And that shows leadership in any kind of situation. So, when I would teach people how to do stuff underneath me and they would start to get good at it, I mean, none of them were really as good as me, but yeah, I'm a little full of myself. But I never stopped trying to teach them. I remember trying to teach this one girl shortcuts. She's like, I know a computer. You don't worry about it. And I was like, well, this is different. We're batching photo files, and I'm trying to get them, the numbers are lower, and we can fit them all in one time, and it will cart them, and it will do all the numbers for us. If you do it this way. And she's like, I'm good, I can do it. So 2 weeks goes by of her doing it her way, which is taking her hours. The way I do it takes 30 minutes. So she finally walks up to me and goes, all right, well, maybe you could show me that one more time. And I felt like saying, no, you fought me on that. You acted like you knew better because obviously you're so great at this job, you had it for 10 minutes. But you actually looked me in the face and said, I don't need your help. I'm fine. Why wouldn't you need my help? If I know how to do something better than you, why wouldn't you want to learn how to do that? And then shape it to your will or your, however you want to control it, and make it yours. But people don't think that way. And the way I'm thinking has gotten me screwed. It's gotten me kicked out of projects. It's gotten people to take credit for things I've done because I wasn't really worried about taking credit. I've come up with ideas, like especially in marketing and advertising, where the big bosses, not the owners or anything, but the big boss stole that idea and made it his own and then told everybody that he came up with it. Literally 2 weeks after he told me not to do it. So becoming good at something and holding your ground, it's a whole, obviously, web of decisions that you should make. And I don't know how to make all the right decisions, obviously, because otherwise I'd be super rich and own all these companies. But that's just my take on it so far. And if I learn more, I'll tell you. And if you know more, tell me, all right? So should women wear makeup? Women who wear makeup are not only seen by others as more likable, but also perceived as more attractive, competent, and trustworthy. Led by Nancy Etkoff, a team of Harvard University researchers determined that makeup significantly alters how women and their character traits are perceived by others, both at first glance and over time. See, this is why I think character is built on the way I see you and the way you see me and the way you react to me and the way I react to you. That's how character is built, between those intersections of our personality. So when they're saying this, it's because literally how they see you and how you see them and how they react to you. So I know I just said that, so I just reiterated something I didn't need to. But the team conducted 2 studies, which 100 photos of 25 women's faces were judged without makeup, and with 3 different applied makeup looks that included varying levels of luminous contrast, which is different levels of makeup shades from light to dark. Yeah, for us guys, luminous contrast, I know nothing. But when viewed for 250 milliseconds, all 3 makeup looks increased ratings of attractiveness, competence, likability, and trust compared to the ratings of the same faces without makeup. In addition, participants in the second study who had unlimited time to inspect the faces gave both the natural and professional makeup looks increased ratings of attractiveness, competence, likability, and trust. So here's the thing. I think it's really the dedication you have to getting up in the morning and putting on makeup. I mean, yes, it does make you look more attractive. For some people look great without makeup. I mean, it's what look you want to give out. What I'm saying is that when a girl puts on makeup, it means she took time to take care of herself, and everybody sees it when she walks in the room. Look at what she did, not only for herself, but for us as well, because we get to enjoy her art, basically. And it kind of sucks for girls that don't wear makeup in this scenario, just because you get knocked down a couple pegs. First off, because your natural beauty is looked at like she doesn't have to work very hard for what she has. Not true, obviously, but it's probably the subconscious looking at you thinking, she didn't even put makeup on for us? Rude. But the girl that puts on a gang load of makeup, also overworked, blah, blah, blah. So maybe you should find a happy medium. I don't know. I like when girls wear makeup. I like when they don't wear makeup. I just like your pretty faces. It's a Big K experience at the Spilt Milk Show with the Bee.